Welcome back to How to Souls. My name is Rach and today we're going to continue with our walkthrough of Dark Souls 2. Let's hack and go! So last time we did Hades Tower of Flame and our first boss, the Dragon Rider. So today we're going to go to the Forest of Fallen Giants, which is, hello by the way if you're watching this, if this is your first area. I did recommend doing this area first if you picked anything other than the Cleric, because the Cleric, obviously with the mace, makes Hades Tower of Flame a lot easier, so... maybe you haven't already done Hades and you're about to do that after this, but yeah, this is our second area, technically, in the walkthrough. And there is like just a little like tunnel sort of section that we have to go through before we can get there. There's a chest here. I don't think there's anything like remarkable inside. Yeah, rusted coin. Increases your luck slightly, so if you're farming for something, this game is a bit different to Dark Souls 1 in that if you are like farming for something, for example, Titanite or anything like that, enemies do eventually stop respawning. I think it's about 12 times, and then if you want them to come back you have to use a bonfire ascetic, or another method of getting them to come back is by being a part of the Champions Covenant. Oh, you should remind me to point that out later. It's back at Majula. But that basically is a covenant that makes everything really difficult and it makes enemies stop despawning. Anyway, so the rusted coin, I guess, is a way that you can increase your luck because stuff you can't just like farm forever in this game. So we'll just drop down here and get this. I'm pretty sure this is a human effigy. Yep, human effigy. So I know quite a lot about Dark Souls 2. I know a little bit less about Dark Souls 2 Scholar, the First Sin, but I don't remember like every single item in every single chest, so I'm sorry if you were looking for a dictionary. I'm not a dictionary, but like I am pretty good at this game, so... so I've chosen to go down here rather than going just across that bridge there because I don't know, I quite like getting that human effigy. You do have a wee ogre down here though. Thankfully he's gone back to the far side, but if he's at the near side I would probably just wait until he walks away. Don't really want to pull him. We're gonna stick to the left here. I don't think it should pull him because we got a couple of these hollow dudes to take out first before we can go and take on Ogre Man. I haven't shown you how to fight an Ogre Man yet. Heckin' Ogre Hippo. I don't know their actual names. But yeah, we'll fight him, But first, we don't really want to have to do that whole run again if we die to the Ogre because there's a big possibility that we're going to get grabbed and eaten, and that's a one-shot kill. So we're just going to make sure we go over here, light this bonfire. Don't rest at it, just light it. And then we will respawn at this bonfire if we die. Okay, we don't want to fight in the water because our movement is impaired in the water, as you can see. We're going to try and pull him just back here onto the verge. The grassy verge. Hi! God, I was worried about pulling you. He's got really bad eyesight. Okay, so ogres, like I say, they have that one-shot kill, this one here. The grab. God, please don't get hit by that. The way you want to deal with these guys, is circle around behind them and then get them into this sort of like chain of doing a butt drop. They will always do this butt drop like slam ability if you're behind them. So you have to kind of control them and make sure you're like always going behind them. It's annoying when you get him stuck up against a tree or a wall, and I would prioritize getting behind him rather than getting one hit in. Yeah, I don't know what sort of happened there. It was kind of like, I think he got stuck on the rock or something. But yeah, you get in this really, really nice little chain of just sort of like, I don't think I'd call this a cheese. I'd say it's like taking advantage of enemy AI breaking. Oh, I'm just going to circle around here. Yeah, he's like, he loves bumming this tree. Okay, this should be it. This should be him down. Fab. So those give a decent amount of souls. 1,000 souls. Pretty good. And we've got Titanite shard from this one, which is really good. We can put this into our mace, but first we have to unlock the blacksmith. So, GG. If you use lots of Estus, then obviously you can go and rest, but we're good. You can rest us to refill your Estus, but not your life gems. Those are one use, remember. But you can buy them. Like, you can buy life gems. They're like 200, 300 souls or something. They're not too bad. I got a little bit like stumbly there. We're okay. This guy has shot me in the head. I thought I dodged that. Well, I thought I sidestepped that. Apparently not. Okay, so we got some guys there, got some more guys here. Just this, you're getting the idea. There's lots and lots of guys. Try and fight only one guy at a time, but if you have to fight two guys at a time, try and encourage them both to attack at the same time. Sort of like go up to them, sort of tease them, and then back off to avoid the attacks, and then you can go in after the attack. You get the idea. It's the whole, you have to sort of like make sure they're both attacking at once. Rather than staggered one by one. So we can go in here and grab this shiny here. Soul of a Lost Undead. There used to be a little ambush here, but I don't think there is anymore. No, that was vanilla. There's going to be a lot of times like that, and I can only apologise for pointing things out that are different. Sorry if that gets annoying, but I struggle to differentiate the two versions sometimes. I think because I played the first one so much on the PS3. Yeah, this is very different as well. There used to be a Haid Knight just sitting in the middle of that tree there, and you used to be able to fight him for a cool, like, lightning sword. But now we just have a copse full of corpse. But the corpses are actually alive, so what you want to make sure is you don't run around the room pulling them all. Just go one by one. Try to stay near this right-hand side of the room to start, because there is a dude somewhere... Is he behind the tree? There's a dude somewhere over there. He throws firebombs at you. Oh. Yeah, just one at a time. We're just going to slowly take these guys out so we can grab the shinies. There he is. There he is. So be aware of him. Be aware doesn't mean be afraid. It means be aware. I always remember that from friggin' Rugrats. You know, Chucky is like scared of everything. And they're like, but beware doesn't mean be afraid. It means be aware. Nice. Nice. Love a backstab. It's worth saying, I'm pretty sure that you are not protected while opening a fog gate. So for example, in like Dark Souls 1, as soon as you touch the fog, you're safe. You're in sort of like a loop. But in Dark Souls... Oh, I was hoping he would hit me. I was hoping he would hit me, but he didn't. He was a bit slow. In Dark Souls 2, if you get hit... in the middle of opening a fog gate, or I think just anything, opening a chest or anything like that. I still think you can't get hit during a backstab or a riposte. I think that's still the case. But definitely, like, be aware. Like, don't just run up to chests and think you can, like, get that immunity, because I do that a lot in Dark Souls 1. Chests and fog walls. But yeah, no, be aware. So it's best just to go through here one by one, killing them. Or just avoiding to wake them up. Broken Straight Sword doesn't really tickle my pickle, so, I mean, not even worth picking up. It's taking up space in my inventory that does have infinite space, but never mind. There's two guys up here that, if I'm not mistaken, will start climbing down the ladder. There they are. So we're just going to be patient, wait for them to come down, and then just kill them at the bottom. I think there's two. I was pretty sure there was two. Could be wrong. Oh, also we can sprint up ladders now. Oh, there's only one. That's good. We can sprint up ladders now by holding B. That never used to be a thing. It's awesome. There's a shiny up there I've missed. Just round here. There we go. So soul. Souls are good to pick up. Get some early levels in case we're missing the stats for those power stancing maces. I'm very excited about that. That's coming. Over here, I want to say it's a sword. It's something. It's something over here. Short sword and Soul of a Lost Undead. Again, pretty happy to be collecting souls. The more hard souls we can get safe in our bags, they're safe. So we could die and then die again and lose these 2.6k we've got, but it's fine. We've still got plenty in the bags. Roll back immediately from here because there is a guy right there. So I like to just sort of roll up and then tease him. And we can pull him back because there's a couple of ambushes coming up here. If you go up to the top here, I recommend don't like go through the hole. Can we pull him? Oh no, he's not aggroing from here. That's fine. So yeah, obviously just quick like roll back to pull that first guy. Then we can go around the corner and just sort of edge forward for the next guy. Yep, there he is. Okay, I think we've got the two. Yeah, okay, we got the two, but he got stuck on the door. Beautiful. So, yeah, just one by one. It's just how I like to take each day lately. One by one. And there is a guy on the ground here. It's just hollow after hollow, man. Destroy this bookcase just with any weapon. Or fist. And get some wood bolts. We don't have a crossbow yet, but we can, I mean, if you're a crossbow type of person. I've always been more of a longbow kind of person than a crossbow kind of person. But if you're a crossbow kind of person, we can get you a crossbow. I'm going to go ahead and just, I think we should just heal up at some point, really. These guys are pretty slow, thankfully. So you can always run away for a better vantage point. Oh, we could save Estus and use heal. I always like to... I like starting with a cleric, because you do have this like sort of extra heal in the start of the game, where heals are very limited. Oh, I got some new gloves. Nice. Got some new gloves. Armor is pretty good in this game. Like, wearing good armor really decreases the amount of damage you take, really. I don't think it made a huge difference in Dark Souls 1, really. But I'm sure 2 is when armor starts to get actually good. And definitely is in 3. So we've got an archer here. If you have any kind of ranged abilities, I recommend taking out the archer. This guy on top of the log here throws fire bombs, so this can be a bit chaotic. Yep, and we've got another guy up here. Whoop, that fire bomb just missed me. I got a fright. I like jumped. Okay, so fire bombs have missed. Apart from that one hit me right in the face. There is an archer over there that likes to try and get aggroed and fire at you, but we're just gonna heal up, stay safe. We've gotten really far and there's not been any checkpoints yet, but don't fear, just keep taking it really slow. There's a checkpoint just around the corner. Right, Buckler here. Buckler, of course, very good for parrying. To tell you what isn't very good for parrying, Dark Souls 2. It's very different sort of timing to Dark Souls 1. I never quite got the hang of it. But if you like to feel like parry god, there's a buckler there, which will give you an increased window on parrying. Luckily we came straight to this door, so we had plenty of time to open it. But that guy came from round here. So if you want to take him out, you can do. Witching Urn for throwing... Oh, my controller's gone off. One sec. Okay, Witching Urn over here, thrown at enemies, does... it's like a magic firebomb. Very cool. Especially for things that you're struggling to fight in melee. Just back off, put that on your, of course, your equipment bar here. You've got loads of spaces, so yeah, you can do that and throw it at stuff that's giving you bother. So in here is our bonfire. This is Cardinal Tower. This is going to be a very important bonfire. We're going to warp to a couple times in the future. But for now, just rest up. If you want to go and bank your souls, you can travel, but we're about to go back there anyway, so I'd say just hold off for now. This is our first merchant. She's got like cloudy hands. Yeah, she's a wee bit spooky. Merchant Hag Melentia. Melentia? Melania? So from her, we are going to buy, obviously we have the traveling merchant hat here, if you didn't start as a traveler. Explorer. This gives you, raises item discovery, that's pretty cool. And none of the other pieces do anything though. From her, we are going to buy Lenigrast Key, so you should definitely have 1,000 souls to buy that. Some other things of note that she sells that are worth pointing out: human effigies, life gems, amber herb. We talked about these in a previous episode. They're about restoring spell uses, firebomb, magic firebomb, throwing knife, which actually deals decent damage, I guess. Yeah, well, knife is mainly for like pulling an enemy rather than actually like finishing an enemy off. You know, well, you know what I mean. It's more for like control than it is for damage, really. Bright bugs are cool. These were added in Scholar. You can only use it if you are soloing a boss. You inflict more damage and receive less damage. They're very expensive, they're very limited, and they just give you like this amazing like damage buff. So when we start to get a huge surplus of souls, we'll be investing in a few of these for some more of the particularly tricky boss fights coming up later, especially in the DLC. Pharos' Lockstone. There are lots of contraptions. Pharos contraptions. They've got a little square. They look like a face. They've got a little square hole in them. So this is the key that you buy, and sometimes you find them to do that. At the minute, obviously, we don't have the souls. So we're not gonna invest in that. But there is one coming up soon. So hopefully we can have enough souls to pick that up. This is a fragrant branch of yore. It's 12,000 souls, which you might think, oh my god, that's really expensive. But you need this. At some point you will have to buy this because there are a few statues. We saw one in Things Betwixt. Please don't open that one. Please, that's a waste. Please don't open that one. I mean, you can open it like later on, but the one that we really need it for is to get into the Shaded Woods. This whole like big massive section of the game. So yeah, various statues blocking off massive portions of the game. Like, you have to buy these or find them. Sorry, words are kind of... I'm tired. It's fine. She also sells Soul Arrow and Heal. So if you want to get into a bit of magic or miracles, or if you already are and you want like more uses. So for example, I have 3 uses at the minute. But if I buy another copy of Heal, I'll have another 3. And if I have 2 slots, then I will have 6. I don't think I have 2 slots at the minute, but I could if I wanted to. So Melentia will move back to Majula after we kill the boss in this area. To make sure that she does that, you need to exhaust her dialogue. So that's just under the talk option here.
My name is Melentia. You're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Drang Lake's been up a pile of rubble since the war fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea.
Nice bit of story there.
Seemed like the battles would never end. Poor folk like myself have nary a place to sleep. I swear I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden of your own. They say these trees grew from the remains of the giants. From each carcass sprouted new life growing into what you see now. But you hear what they all say? Don't believe what an old hag says. It's high time that I pick up a move. I've a bargain for you next time we meet up.
Alright, so it's high time that she picks up and moves. That's when you know that's her. Okay, you've done her dialogue, but bear in mind she won't move until you've defeated the boss, so she'll still be there. Let's go unlock the blacksmith. So we'll go to the bonfire and travel back to Majula. It's good to get this done nice and early because we did pick up a Titanite stone, so we can put that into our mace like pretty much right away. And just do as much as we can to ensure that we have like the most damage as early as possible, because that's going to make the game super easy, really.
I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools. Bring me that key. Chop chop.
I mean, I've got the key. Here you go.
Ah yes, very good.
Yeah.
Now I can get to work. But first, let me set up. Come again later.
Okay. So you can kind of see, obviously, his skin has like that green tint, like he's sort of hollowing. I think that means we can sort of let him off for being so rude, because he is kind of hollowing. But man didn't even say thank you. Jeez, that cost me 1,000 souls. So when he says come back later, he means all you have to do is rest at a bonfire, and that sort of refreshes the area. So we can go over here now and we can use him as a blacksmith. There's a chest just behind him here, has a short bow inside it. Yep. My memory.
You stand back. This is dangerous work. The name's Lenigrast. Just a simple blacksmith. And you are? Another useless traveler. A man ought to labor with his feet planted firmly in the earth. Not roam around like you flirtatious vagabonds. Oh, what does it matter? Go on, show me what you've got.
So he's more of a home bird.
Let me have a look. But do it
He doesn't really, like, the adventure life is not for him, which is the irony, of course, that he makes weapons for adventurers, of course. So if you've been unfortunate enough to, your weapon has broken, weapon durability resets every time you sit at a bonfire, but, you know, if you break it, if it goes to 0, it doesn't reset, you have to come to a blacksmith and repair it. Reinforced weapon and armor is what we're going to do, but first, we are going to buy our second mace. So 1200 souls, we've got that. Easy. Another power stancing build that I highly recommend, but you'll need more dex, is the rapiers. So if you get dual rapiers, I found I had a lot of fun with that. Quite difficult to control because the power stance sort of move is a thrust. So if your enemy is like circling around you, you can sort of miss quite a lot, which is why I prefer the maces. But yeah, power stance rapiers, I had a great time. Just experiment. So if you get two weapons that are sort of the same, like two swords or whatever, and you just want to try, bear in mind what I said in the last episode, you need 150% of the stats, the melee stats, to use it in power stance. So you can buy some Titanite shards from him as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy as many as we can. My controller's gone off again. Sad times. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy the one just now. So we've got 3 in total. And we'll go across to reinforced weapon. So it's a good rule of thumb if you only have, say for example, I have to choose between leveling up mace number 1 or mace number 2. It's a good rule of thumb to always have your weapon in your right hand a bit more leveled up than the one in your left hand. And my reasoning for this, my sort of mentality for this is, you're not always going to have the time or the stamina or the need to attack with both your weapons in a power stance move, which is the LB move. You're not always going to need to do that, but sometimes you'll need to only attack with your right hand weapon. So for those times, your right hand weapon may as well be more upgraded than your left hand weapon. That's my little tip for you there. It's like a really like probably unnecessary like tip, but like I was quite pleased with myself for coming to that conclusion. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pop the Soul of a Nameless, no, oh god, I'm in Elden Ring mode. Soul of a Nameless Soldier, all 4 at once. And an improvement over Dark Souls 1, this menu does not close, which is great. And my 5 Soul of Lost Undead, so we've got a decent amount of souls here for talking to him. It costs quite a lot of souls to level up weapons, so we've got our, here we go. Our mace is here. This is the one I've already got equipped, so this is the one that's in my right hand. So we're gonna level this one up with twice, and then I'm gonna buy another 3 Titanite shards to level the other one up twice. So you'll want to buy 4 Titanite shards in total. If you're following along with this, that is. If not, just hang on a memento and I'll just level these up. I need another few souls. Ah, darn. Okay, need another 200 souls. We can just, we can come back. It's no bother to come back. So we're just gonna go ahead. I hope you can't hear that saw. I'm getting a floor put in. So we now have our 2 maces. One's at level 2 and one's at level 1. We have 18 strength, which is 150%, because it's 12 strength to use it. However, we've only got 5 dex, so we're going to need to level up our dex a little bit. And we're out of souls. So we have got the Dragon Rider soul here. So what I recommend is when you get a soul like this, that quite clearly it's transmuted into either a weapon or a spell. My general rule of thumb is not to use these for souls, because if you're going for platinum, or if you don't know what kind of build that you want to play yet, you never know if one of these is going to become eventually the best weapon in the game. So you know, if I wanted to, I could just get a little bit like lazy and pop this, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang on to it just to show you good practice for playing through this game. Again, if you're happy just following my walkthrough and using the dual maces for pretty much the whole playthrough, you're fine. But I recommend, if you're going, especially if you're going for platinum, never ever eat any of these souls. Keep all of them. So because of that, yep, we're out of souls. We have no souls. So what we're gonna do, just because it's so easy for us, is we're gonna go and take out the other 2 ogres. So if we go back to things betwixt, I did mention, sorry, I said 2. I mean, I'm in Dark Souls 2 vanilla mode. We've got 1. The other 2 are hidden behind a statue that we can't move yet because we don't have a branch of Yore yet. Sorry, I did warn you. I said that's going to happen a lot, but hey. It's worth pointing out in here, you can come back in here and speak to the hag by the, not the one by the fire. Is it the one by the fire? You can give them an item that allows you to respec your character, which is a new addition in Dark Souls 2, which is life-saving, really, if you're wanting to try out all manner of builds, or if you're wanting to experiment at the start of the game, and you don't have to worry so much about making mistakes. And I can show you very early on where you can find the item, or one of the items, to let you respec, just in case you're worried about having made any mistakes at the start. Okay, so we follow these footprints up here. I pointed these out in episode 1 of this walkthrough, and we get to another hippo ogre. I don't know their actual name, they're hippo ogres to me. So we try and coax him into the butt drop. We do a couple of hits if we're brave, 1 hit if we're not brave. I'm gonna let my stamina just build back up here. He will go up against the wall, it's just what he do. But we're just going to circle around, make sure we're always behind him, like prioritize being behind him before attacking, because he does have some nasty attacks that that will one-shot us at this stage. I haven't put any points into health. I'm not getting good ogre RNG really at all in this playthrough, but our mace is all leveled up and it does tons of damage against these guys, so GG. So we got a decent wee chunk of souls. We got the stone ring as well. Now we don't actually have any rings equipped, so this ring, additional reduction of enemy poise, is actually really good for this build. So that's a good thing we picked it up. Gold pine resin there will also work for this build because our maces are not going to be infused. Infusions, of course, give you, so say for example, I want it to be a hybrid build. I want it to be like a strong flippin' spell sword. If I wanted to be a spell sword, I'd have a decently high intellect stat. So if we wanted to infuse our maces with magic, I have in my head there's something down here. Yeah. God, I was like going to be really embarrassed if I was wrong. If we infuse our maces with intellect, it would instead scale off of our... infuse them with magic, it would instead scale off of our intellect rather than our strength. So that's, I mean, that's an option, but you do forfeit the ability to buff your weapon with like gold pine resin. What's the sticky white stuff called again? It's called sticky white stuff in Demon Souls. I can't remember what it's called in Dark Souls 2, but that's another example. Right, 1400 souls. I don't think that's going to be enough to get us our 3 points in dex, but we can sure give it a good go. I have a feeling this Forest of Fallen Giants section is going to be a couple of sections long because there's so much to talk about with this area. But that's okay, you guys don't mind, right? I mean, if you've watched this far, then surely you like enjoy my style of things. I do like to hear myself talk, and I hope that you do too. Oh, I don't even have enough for 1 level. Okay, well we did 1 ogre. We can do, how can we get some souls? I guess just by playing through the level that we're playing through. Okay, so we can come back here at any time. Like I say, warping is easy. We're gonna warp back to Cardinal Tower. That's where Melentia was. There is an optional little area. If you're not really enjoying the mace, if you don't really like smashy visuals, if you don't really like the short range or whatever it is that you don't like about it, I can show you how to get a pretty cool weapon just down here. So I just took out that guy because he will like make your life hell over here. So we just take him out. We're gonna go down onto these walkways here. And there are a few enemies on the way down. Can we get a little plunging attack here? Yeah! Well, I didn't get the plunge. I attacked on the way down, but it didn't let me plunging attack him. Denied. Denied. There's a ladder there. That's our way back up. But we're going to go this way, just all the way down. There's a couple things we can pick up on the way. This hole here is our way back. We're going to do this little jump here. There we go. Get this shiny. Human effigy is always good to pick up. Got a guy here. Backstab? Yeah! You know. So every weapon, like class, has a different backstab animation. I love that. I love that. Have you seen the ones in the Demon Souls remake, by the way? The backstab and the like riposte animations are all like unique for each weapon. They're so good. Like you feel like so powerful. It makes you want to learn to parry. It's so good. Parrying isn't too bad in Demon Souls actually. I didn't find it too bad. If I had to rank my like favorite Souls games, I would probably put Demon Souls second. I love it so much. There's so much that is like so bad about it. Like objectively, like the game has heckin' carry weight. The game has equipment burdening, like which you would think would be awful, but I love the game. It's so charming. Okay, ooh, we got a little clue as to what's coming up here. We got some statues. What turned you guys to stone, huh? What's this thing? It's a turtle. Yeah, just tease it and then roll straight away. These guys are super embarrassingly weak to blunt damage from our mace, so just make sure you don't get hit by that first attack there, and you can kill these guys in 2 hits. Our mace is at +2 though, just in case yours isn't and you're like, why can't I? If you have like a sword or that, you're going to be hitting these guys for a while. They're going to take a few more than 2 hits to kill. So here we go. Right, he's fighting us normally. So these guys have literally 2 different attacks from the front. They have a side sweep and they have a vertical. Can I get you to do the vertical slam? There we go, vertical slam. So I like rolling in after the vertical slam and just doing a rolling attack. So that is when you attack right after rolling. And the mace has this really nice, just sort of like straight in front of you, straight down, really nice rolling attack like so. Rolling attack will do less damage than a regular attack, but it's more, what's the word? It's more like flexible? Flexible? I don't know. Right, so fiery hacking tunnel, yeah? Fiery hacking tunnel, what could be awaiting us at the end of this fiery hacking tunnel, huh? This fire salamander. So as you can see, they breathe fire. This one in particular, you can sort of see if you tease it. You can see where the fireballs land, so we can sort of go up here, maybe just before the shiny. Wait for number 3, and then we go and open the door. How polite, he was waiting for me to open it. He just let me open it. So in this chest here, oh gosh, that gave me a fright. In this chest here, we have the fire longsword. So, oh, got a little bit hit there. I'm gonna pick this up. Oh, I'm a rebel. Soul. Get it. You can go and fight that if you want. I don't recommend it, but you can. No, don't. Please don't. Just get out of there. Fire longsword. Very cool. Very nice. Very anime. Doesn't look like much. I mean, I don't have the stats for it. Doesn't look like much, but every time you like hit something, you get a little like spark, little fire spark comes out of it. And then similarly, if you infuse something with lightning, it gets a little lightning spark coming out of it. It's very cool. The way that fire works in Dark Souls 2 is a little bit different to the other Dark Souls. Fire, it scales off of faith and int. In this game, hex is the same, sorry, dark sorcery is the same. Scales off int and faith at the same time, so it will do more damage. It scaled off the lower of the 2 stats, so it would scale off my 4 int, basically. It wouldn't do much. If I go over here and I look at the scaling, right, yeah. So, bottom row, D in strength scaling, D in dex scaling, the next one's int, the next one's fire, which is, it's under the faith, so it's a little bit confusing, but it's, so fire. And then the last one, the eyeball, that's dark. Those scale off of int and faith, and then the lightning there just scales off of faith. So that's what those mean. Let's get rid of that. But yeah, fire longsword, pretty cool. It's pretty good. Okay, so you got that. We got some souls in doing that. Enough for 1 level. Is it the left or the right that these guys are? They're on the right. Okay. Is he gonna notice me? Oh, hello? I thought he would. Where's he going? I had no stamina. It's cool that we can one-shot these guys now. Yeah, stamina is really a problem for us. We're gonna look to increase that. That's going to be one of our big priorities for this build, is increasing endurance so we can get a bigger stamina bar. Alright, another life gem. That was a bit messy, but hey, we got there in the end. And then, like I say, the worst that can happen is you die, the bonfire's right there, and your souls will be right there. It's no big deal. Right, that's us back up. Oh, you can see a really interesting looking tree over there. Oh, I wonder if we can go there. Very, very near the end of the game. You can. Almost the very end. Right, I'm just gonna rest because health. Do I have enough for 2 levels? I think it was 1700 for 1, wasn't it? You can see it top row, third along. That's how much it costs us to level. The one at the very end is our soul memory. Now, this was a Dark Souls 2 thing that thankfully never made it to Dark Souls 3, but it's the number of souls that you have ever collected in your life, and that is what they scaled PvP off of. People didn't like it. Because it stopped twinks being twinks. But yeah, that's what that means. That's new. What else is new? ADP, lol. Right, okay, so I don't think I quite have enough for 2 levels, so there's not much point in traveling back because we need those 2. Or actually 3. I can't actually remember. I was going to test this. I was going to use this walkthrough to test it. But whether it is... because obviously 5 is an odd number, so how do we do... 5.5, because half of 5 is 2.5. So does it become, do I need 7 decks or do I need 8 decks to power stance? So we're gonna find out. You got good tracking, bruh. You got really good tracking. Cool. So a couple guys here. I like to just go over here. There's a guy pretending to be dead, so we can just, because of the mace's moveset, it's quite good to hit things that are on the ground, as you can see. Get this soul. This door... Did they make this door locked? Yeah, they locked this door. This door used to be open, I'm sure. But I'm pretty sure the key for it is the soldier's key. This should be locked as well. Yep, good. Okay, I know where the key is for that as well. This guy's not dead, so kill him, and then we can go through the fog. Alright, cool. This next bit you can completely skip by just going up the tree here. We'll come back to it though, just like we did with the fire longsword bit. So I recommend just like sort of taking stock of the situation, just coming back to the end here. We have these black barrels are explosive barrels, okay? And that guy you can see, I'll point to him with my mace, just there, throws fire bombs at you. So you need to like exercise caution if you want to keep your souls. So we're gonna body pull this turtle guy. We're gonna try, if we can, to get him to smash the barrels. I should have been a little further back there, but you know what? It was worth it. It was good, so that was good. But if you're standing right in the middle of those 3 barrels and they all go off, that's gonna hurt, so careful. I'm gonna roll through them just to break them, just so Firebomb guy can't take me by surprise. He's not even noticed me yet. Okay, so we're just gonna destroy these, destroy those. Right, okay, you can't hurt me. If you have ranged attacks, I recommend, oh no, hang on. Oh, will I show you this? Okay, this is good, right? So you wanna come over here, just make sure you're full health, just get full health, just stand right here. Oh, never mind, Spear guy had other ideas. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I'm trying to make a walkthrough. Where did you come from? Guys, please, I'm trying to make a walkthrough. Oh my goodness. Heckin' heck. Don't go up this ladder. Don't go up this ladder. Don't go up this ladder. Don't go up the ladder. Okay, you got it? Okay, he didn't destroy all the barrels. There's still hope. There's still hope. Right, we're gonna hang here so that our man throws a firebomb at these barrels. I need you to hit these barrels, bro. He hit me in the head! Right, so they exploded. Oh, look at my health! Do you know what? If you die to open I did die. If you die to open up that shortcut, it's worth it, because you respawn like right there. It's a bra wee shortcut. And I did. I would die. I would die to open up that shortcut. I would. But yeah, it's right here, right beside the bonfire, so it's no big deal. Right, got my souls back. We got Spear Bro, who's very keen. He's so keen. Oh my god, he's so... mace, please. They're so annoying when they've got a shield. Okay, so halberd guy down there, I don't think he moves. We've got our guy up there. You can kill him. You can kill him now if you want. Because he's just a pain. Sometimes he falls down, but he's not gonna fall down. Everything here respawns, so I'm just gonna get turtle bro. Get turtle bro. It's a bit hectic. I wonder if I can... Oh, he's fallen. Okay, we'll just... Yeah, it's all of it. It's all a bit crazy. It's all happening right now. Our archer man is just slowly picking us off. Look how slow Essus is. I think that's the first Essus I've drunk in this whole walkthrough. Alright, where'd our firebomb guy go? He's just chilling over there. I can't be bothered with him. Right. Do you want me to show you what happens if you go up this ladder? There's shinies up here. And a boss fight. And a boss fight. Yeah, there's a boss fight. The boss fight up here. So, I mean, yeah, you can fight him if you want. I love this boss. This is the Pursuer. It's a... Okay, he's away. So, once he despawns there, he only spawns here once. You get one chance if you want to kill him early. If you run away, he despawns. If you kill him, obviously, he's dead. But yeah, it's just a crazy heckin' loot. There's 3 ads, plus the 4th one if you never killed him. And obviously this is a boss you've never fought before. So you'll have to learn his moves. And he has a lot of them. He has a lot of moves. So it's just a bit mental. So I've just done that just to show you. We'll go and get the shinies up there if I don't die fighting these nerds. Okay, cool. Life gems are fun. Life gems are great. Alright. If you do manage to kill the Pursuer early, you don't get any rewards that you wouldn't get fighting him normally at the end of this level, but you do get the satisfaction of like fighting him in my opinion, a better like shaped arena. The only problem is those ads make it really difficult. There's an Essus Flask shard here, so definitely worth picking up whether you fight him or not. Like I say, you can just like run away and he despawns. Human effigies, life gems, and a torch. Very nice. Okay. If you lost tons of health, obviously bonfire is just there, but everything respawns. 5,600 souls. Yeah, let's now pop back. It's time to start power stancing, I think. Travel back to Majula. Because we can't just level up at bonfires anymore, we have to go to the Emerald Heralds. So, this is more than enough for our 2 levels, and also to get our second mace to level 2. Yep, and we found a shard. Many reasons to go back. So upgrade your Estus Flask. Now it's at +2. +2. You know what I mean. It's got 3 charges. It's leveled up twice. Level up our dex. So we're going to try dex at 7. Okay. This is my experiment. Just ignore it if it doesn't work. I can't remember if it's round up or round down. Because we don't want to spend points that we don't have to spend. Our maces scale off of strength, so we don't really want to like put too many points into dex if we don't need to. So let me just try. If this goes like, hey, okay, I can definitively say it is round down. So 5 you'd need 7, and for 12 you'd need 18. Okay, so 18 strength. 7 dex lets you power stance. So you kind of saw what happened there. I've got my 2 maces. Hold the Y button, like so. And this is how you know you're in power stance, when she sort of gets battle ready. It looks very cool. So now, so this is obviously RB does this, LB does this, but when you're power stanced, RB is just normal, your normal one-handed attack, but LB is a power stance attack. Similarly, obviously R2 is the right-handed strong attack. LB is this insane, like, dual mace, do-do-do, right? See that there? So it's got a bit of a wind-up, so that's why I mentioned earlier, sometimes you're not always going to have enough time to get that off, and you just want to do a quick little... but yeah, it takes a bit of time, like, it's got a wind-up. But that hit there uses so much stamina, my god. Does insane posture damage, insane poise damage. So even the biggest of like armored enemies are going to be staggered by that, giving you valuable time to, well, to hit them again. And you're going to see that like later on in this walkthrough. There is a boss that can give some people a lot of trouble that we are going to absolutely annihilate with this power stance maces. It's going to be great. So just to repeat, the main attack that we're going to be using, unless obviously we don't have enough stamina or whatever, is going to be LB. So that's to attack with both maces at once. Or if we're quite confident about one-shotting something, it's going to be LT or L2, you know what I mean, depending on what console you're playing on. But just regular RB, just for quick one-handed attacks. Right, so because we didn't need to put those extra points into Dex, we can instead... Oh, no. Hang on. No, we got to prioritize. Always prioritize leveling up your weapons before leveling up your character. I was going to put some points into endurance, but this is way more important. Yeah, level that up. Okay, so we got them both at level 2, which is going to be amazing. If we want to get them to level 3, we're going to need 6 Titanite shards. And Lenigrast only sells... Oh, he sells another 6. But they're expensive. They're 800 each, so we need 2,400... Wait. 6 times 8. 2,400, right? Can I count? Am I counting? Does that? No. 32. 32. So we need quite a lot more souls to be able to buy all of those. I'm just going to hold off for now. Both of them at +2 is, that's insane damage. And you're going to see that. We're already doing insane damage. So it is now time. We're going to head back to the... Did I forget something? No, we did the Estus Shard and we got the maces. That's fine. Heading back to the Cardinal Tower once again. I've just got one more little side area to show you. For the end of this part, and then it just sort of ties it all off nice and neat. You will find you're going to be traveling back to Majula a lot every time you sort of discover something. So for this I'm actually going to go down the ladder. I'm not going to take the shortcut again. And if you're having trouble obviously opening up that shortcut, it's no bother going down this way every time, because you just, I guess you just earn souls every time you come down here because you kill all these little guys. Yay, we can one-shot stuff now. Love to see it. Just do bear in mind, obviously, the time it takes. You get used to the timings and the space. You do need to be, like, right up against stuff, which can be quite scary. So we're going to go down here, just go up this little tree a little bit, and then roll down here. There's some guys that come out. Where is he? You got a bow? You got a bow down there. I don't really want to fight you over there. Come over here. Oh, this guy here. There we go. Okay, so there's 2 down there. We're going to go up this ladder. There's some guys throwing bombs at you. There's some guys firing arrows at you. We can use these posts to try and avoid them. Oh my goodness. It's just all happening. This is very Dark Souls 2. Freudian slip. Very Dark Souls 2, where it's just like there's so many things all at once, and they just thought, oh, we'll make it more difficult, we'll just put more things in it, and that didn't necessarily mean it was a better kind of difficult. Let me just say that. Right, okay. Over the top of the roof, we're just avoiding all the arrows at this point. We're gonna... Oh, flip, I fell. That's okay. I mean, we had to go down here at some point. Not good. Not good to use an Estus. I panicked. It happens. Should probably just have Life Gem on the first slot here. Just to... Okay, there we go. That's better. Yeah, I mean, we had to come down here. I suppose just means we have to climb back up again. There's a little thing over here. A little thing over here. Pick this up. Titanite shard. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You can see shinies on the other end of this fence, but this is behind one of the locked doors that we found earlier. We can't go to there yet, so we are going to have to go back around this way, back up the ladder. Over here. Okay. Back around. We have to jump off this house roof and over to this bit here. Another archer there. Down here and into this cave. Okay, but don't like run too much. Like sort of pause here because there's a boulder. I hardly know her. And then a shiny there. Human effigy. Very nice. Very nice. Here's some boots. It's nice, I guess. And this guy here. This guy here is Cade. Is it Kane? Cade? Oh, for... Right. Right, we'll speak to you later. Speak to you later, pal. Sorry, this guy. That is so... Oh, I have problems with that. Putting an archer in line of sight of an NPC. Ugh, I just... Ugh. Amber Herb. Right, sorry, sir. That was rude. I'm back. Hello.
Why cartography, you ask?
He's a cartographer.
Well, it's a good question. When I first came into this forsaken land, it was a curse? Something about a curse. How embarrassing. I seem to have lost my focus. But I do know one thing for certain. I have always been very fond of maps.
So obviously a lot of people that come here, they all have the undead curse, which is like the hollowing curse, so they're all losing their memory.
I came to this land some time ago. Drangleic, the Lost Kingdom. It sounded so romantic. Have you seen Majula? Oh, there's a rather spacious mansion there. I've made it my temporary home, well, as something of a squatter, I'm afraid.
Oh really? Yeah, we've seen that mansion, but it's locked.
Inside the mansion, I found a strange map, like none I'd ever seen. I believe that it's a map of Drangleic. Now I'm traveling the land to prove it. Yes, that's it. That's why I came to the kingdom. Wait, no, that wasn't it. Then what? I don't seem to recall. Were you looking for that map? Wonderful. Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me. Shame on you. You should have told me before. Here, take this. A key to the mansion.
Oh, he just had the key and he just gives us it. Yeah, I'd like to see your map, sir.
What a joy to meet a kindred spirit out here. Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone. Oh, but one thing. I would not venture deep into the mansion. I can't be certain, but I've heard disturbing noises. Something about it feels wrong. Just be careful, please.
Okay. We shall have to heed his advice and take a bit of caution with traveling into said mansion. I don't really feel like jumping over there. I'm just gonna go out this way. Just safer, a little bit slower. This way here. Okay, so we got the key to the mansion. And obviously we've unlocked... I've forgotten his name already. Kane. I think it's Kane. Which is fitting because he has amnesia and I can't remember his name. Look at that. You can roll through a move and still get hit by it. Love it. Love Dark Souls 2. So this is how we get back, just over this platform over here, just the way that we got in, and boom, that's that extra little side area done. Kane will return to Majula after we clear out the mansion. So I think for the purposes of just keeping this point nice, this part nice and tidy, we'll go and do that now. Oh hey, I'd be totally up for like some feedback if you guys are up for it. Do you prefer like a walkthrough section to be shorter, or would you prefer it's like it's this length because it's like a section of the game? And to me that makes more sense than cutting it off in the middle of a section just because we reached 20-30 minutes or whatever. I don't know, what do you prefer? I think me as a viewer, like I prefer, because I never like watch a whole video all at once anyway, I come back to it. I prefer it being section by section, because if I don't need a section or don't want a section, I can skip that section. Personally. But there's no wrong answer. I'd be really keen to hear from you if that's okay. Okay, so Housekey opens the big, rather spacious mansion that he is squatting in. There's some shiny things we can pick up. Giant books. Fattest Lockstone. Cool. So we got a free one here that'll allow us to get the Chloranthy ring in the next section of the game. And we'll go down here, we'll go over here. And if we go straight ahead here, we find the strange map that he was talking about. I think it's a map of Drang Lake. And it is, and you should definitely come back here and double check it every time you beat a major boss. Kane himself, he sort of relocates and he chills here. This is where you can find him. However, I do hear strange noises coming from the basement. And when you check it out, there's a skeleton! There's a spooky, scary skeleton! Fun fact, drops a human effigy. There is one skeleton per new game cycle that you're on. So we're in new game, so we get 1 new game plus, you get 2 new game plus, you get 3, and so on, up to a max of like 7. You can light this, and I think if this is lit, it means the skeleton won't respawn. I will have to test that. But we're only going to come in here the once, grab the Estus Flask Shard, and then over here in this chest, oh, what's it called? It's the item that lets you respec. It's Soul Vessel. That's the one. That's the one. So like I mentioned, if you're like, oh no, I put points into Int, but actually really this Mace spells looks really good, you can go back to the witches in the hut and you can respec that way if you want. Okay, so couple little things just to pick up here on the top floor. We've got a chest here, which is 3 Titanite shards. Oh, it's good. Yes. So we can get one of our maces to +3 with 3 shards. Is that it? I had in my head there was something else, but I think that's it. This balcony, yeah. There's these little piggos I've pointed out before. They're just little, they're like little, they're so small and yet so angry, and they're coming up into the mansion to try and get me. Angry bacon. I'm gonna leave. I don't want to fight you piggos. I do not want you. I'm just gonna go and rest because I'm a coward. I don't want them to follow me. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's go put these shards into the mace. He'd given us up for dead. I only saw him like 5 minutes ago. I believe this first one is the one that's in my right hand, and if not, we'll just correct. Oh, I have enough to buy the other two. Ooh, I have enough to buy the other 2. But I might not have enough to... No, okay. I didn't have enough to actually put them in. That's fine. Yeah, is that the one in my right hand? No, it's... Right, we'll just swap them over. You can't tell. Okay. Yeah, I like my right hand one to be more leveled up than my left hand one. It's my dominant hand, you know? Okay, cool. So, we're going to leave it there for this part of the walkthrough, because we've done half of the Forest of Fallen Giants. It's quite a big area. A lot of the areas in this game are quite big, and they've got like 2 parts to them. Like even like Hade's Tower of Flame that we did in the last part, like we only did half of that, and we'll do the other half later in the game. So forgive. I'll see you in the next part. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss the next part, and I'll see you in that one.